Welcome to Mead Tasters. I'm here with Brian DeGraw, a friend of mine and mead maker at 810 Mead Works, and today we are really excited to share with you that we're tasting Oppegaard Meadery, their blueberry mead and Honeybomb. Brian, thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully you're ready to taste some delicious mead and have some fun.
Absolutely.
All right. Awesome. So Brian is a friend of mine and a mead maker at 810 Mead Works in Medina, New York. So if you're ever in the Western New York area, I encourage you to make it out to his meadery and his tasting room. He makes excellent mead, and he also ships through, I think, Vino Shipper.
Yep.
But through the website, you just go to 810meadworks.com and you can get his mead there. But today he's my guest and he's helping me out. He has a very good palate for mead, and he's going to taste these meads from Oppegaard Meadery. And so I want to say a little bit about Oppegaard. It's the head mead maker is John Oppegaard, sorry. And he has been making mead most of his adult life, and he makes what he describes it as Viking mead with a modern twist. And his meadery is located in Tukwila, Washington. And you can find his mead at opmead.com. Okay, so I encourage you to go there. After you watch us taste these, and find out how amazing they are, you're definitely going to want to try these. I mean, we tasted them just a little bit before we started shooting this, and it's just phenomenal.
Great
mead.
stuff.
So definitely go to opmead, mead, so opmead.com. All right, so why don't we get started? We have here our first pour is the blueberry, which, by the way, is an original regular offering of John's. So we start out with a little sniff.
All right. So much blueberry. So good.
Lots of blueberry.
Yes.
Tons of blueberry. John on the website, he talks about how it's just blueberry and flowers is what he says in the aroma, and that's what I'm getting.
Yeah,
tons of it.
I agree with that. Just tons and tons of blueberry. The aroma, and it's not just a simple blueberry. There's some complexity of blueberry in fermentation of blueberry plus just a raw blueberry that is really pleasurable on the aroma.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do get a hint of honey in there. You know, the more sniffs that you taste or that you take in, the blueberry, you know, starts to deaden your olfactory senses, and you certainly start to pick up some of that honey on the back end of it.
Yeah, it's a nice balance.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's definitely honey, berry, blueberry for sure. Mm-hmm. And flowers. I see what he's saying when he says you see that or smell that.
Yeah, there's certainly some floral aromas coming through on that.
Okay, well, appearance-wise, it's a bluish or purple-pink, I would say, right?
Yeah,
nice blueberry color.
Certainly some blue, some purple there, hedging on you know, maybe some pinks and reds. The clarity is great, and I think, having looked at this again now, I would say it's brilliant. It certainly sparkles in the light and looks awesome in the glass.
I agree 100%. It's a still 14% wine-like still mead. The legs on it are very active. So, which can indicate high alcohol, sweetness, body, any of those. We know it's a high alcohol. And what would you say about the sweetness?
On the aroma, you know, I'm not getting a whole lot of sweetness. Maybe just a tiny bit of alcohol, but it's not there at first. You know, there's so much blueberry at first. You're not getting that alcohol with at 14%. You know, that's a well-made mead that there's not alcohol very strong in the aroma at all. You know, it definitely takes care during fermentation to make a quality product.
Agreed. So maybe we should take a taste.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Man, I love that. It's just amazing. We talked about it before. It's so delicious.
Yeah, great flavor. Everything that I want out of a melomel. Everything I want out of a blueberry mead. There's enough sweetness there that it's easy to drink, and not so much that you don't want to take a second sip or a third or fourth or finish the bottle.
Yeah, I think anyone who's new to mead, doesn't know mead, and is into wine would find this extremely enjoyable. Definitely, the berry is just really intense.
Yeah, lots of blueberry on the palate, just as in the aroma, but really well balanced, you know, between the blueberry, the honey, the alcohol, the sweetness, the acidity. It's all just nice. There's none of that is offensive on the palate. It's all pleasurable, and you know, you finish your sip. There's no lingering aftertastes or anything that is off-putting on the finish. You know, a little bit of sweetness on the finish. That's again pleasurable and enjoyable, and certainly I'm happy to keep drinking the rest of this.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like you said, it's well balanced. The sweetness is balanced with the structure from the alcohol, the acid and tannin. It just all comes together really well, and with the intense blueberry flavor, which that's what John intended for this per his website, that this is, he said it's the force of this blueberry, just like the Viking shields on the wall of his tasting room. There's force in this blueberry in this mead. So
yeah, this isn't, it's not a light mead by any means, but it's not so heavy that it's undrinkable either. This is a really drinkable mead, and I as mead goes, this is right in my wheelhouse. I love it. This is something I really enjoy.
And did you mention the body?
I didn't. I think there is some body there. It's not super light on the palate, but it's not too heavy. It's it's in the middle. It's medium bodied, I would say, and a nice, again, just great balance. The body matches with the flavor and the sweetness and the acidity. It just all works really nice together. Agreed.
This is definitely something that I would buy. I would order online. I would spend the extra money on the shipping for it.
Absolutely.
It's totally worth it. If you want a really good representation of a melomel, which for those that don't know what that is, a fruit mead, fruit wine-like usually, but it doesn't have to be wine-like. This, you should definitely check this out. So. All right, so I guess we'll take a quick break and then switch over to our Honeybomb that we have.
Sounds good.
Okay, so now we're here with John Oppegaard's Honeybomb, limited release, special edition. This is a spice mead known as a metheglin, and it is comprised of ginger and turmeric, black pepper, and lemon zest. And wow, this is a pretty complex mead, but this is something else. So why don't we take a sniff and we'll go from there?
Sure. Just tons of lemon.
Yeah, it's bursting with lemon.
It's such a And one of the things with lemon too in mead is it's so easy to become Lysol or cleaning product, and this is not that at all. This is just a really nice full body or full aroma of lemon, with some ginger in there too.
Yeah, I get some spicy notes on the end, but up front it just smacks of lemon for sure. But like you said, that not that Lysol-y lemon, more like a fruity type lemon. The combination with the honey, it's just very well balanced.
It's like candied lemon.
Right,
you know?
right.
And yeah, like you said, just this fruitiness to it. Not so much the lemon oil, like cleaning product lemon smell. Just a really nice fruity lemon that is impressive to get into here. I'm really impressed by that.
Yeah, agreed. We said that we'd say like a light gold.
Yeah, good color, really nice, and great clarity. Probably should call this one brilliant also. Definitely reflects the light all across it, and you know, no sense of haze or anything like that in there at all. No sediment in the bottle. Either of these bottles, just well done on that end.
Really good looking in the glass. I mean, that's a pretty color right there. It has a look of elegance, you know.
Yeah, it looks like a high quality product, and you know the legs are strong and long lasting and slow to cascade down, which again to me screams quality product.
Yep. And I should say, I forgot to mention before when talking about the meadery that John prides himself on only using the highest quality ingredients that he can get his hands on, and it definitely is showing.
Oh, absolutely. That's I'm not surprised by that at all.
Yeah.
These meads are both made with good quality ingredients. You know, the better quality ingredients you start with, the better quality product you have in the end, and this is a great example of that.
Right. Sounds good. Okay. So let's taste it.
All right.
So complex. There's a lot going on there.
Such a big, flavorful mead. And I think you get all of those spices in there in good balance too. You know, none of them are standing out more than the other and, you know, screaming out on the palate. They just kind of all hit the different points of the palate, and across the palate it changes as you push it across and swallow. A little bit of spice, you know, on the back end on the finish, and ginger in there. Not so much that it's hot or offensive in any way.
No, not at all.
Just enough sweetness to balance those spices so that it's pleasurable. Again, excellent mead, very well made. And the thing that impresses me most about the flavor being such a big, flavorful mead is that, you know, I've had, you know, whether it's mead or beer or wine or whatever it is, just food in general, you know, anytime you have something that's such a huge amount of flavor, a lot of times you end up with this lingering aftertaste or this off, you know, kind of lingering thing that's not enjoyable.
Right.
This, you just have all these spices on the palate, a little bit of honey on the finish, maybe a little bit of alcohol on the finish, and it's gone. There's nothing lingering on it at all.
You're right, and you wouldn't expect it to. You would expect that there would be something lingering on.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's very clean and refreshing, and it's especially, I should say, it's 14% wine-like, strong still, meaning no carbonation in it as well. So, man, another amazing, excellent mead.
These are two great products from Oppegaard. If the rest of their meads are this good, then you can't go wrong with anything they have.
Yeah, no, John, and I don't know if I mentioned that before, he is pretty prominent in the Facebook groups of Got Mead and also mead makers, or modern mead makers. And he's very well respected in those groups, and there's a reason why. And he's known to make excellent mead. I've heard Vicky Rowe mention it several times on like her podcasts and whatnot, and so I was really excited when I got my hands on this mead to try it, and I reached out to you because I know, well, every guest I'm going to have on is a mead enthusiast, but I don't know. I thought of you, and you jumped on it, so I'm glad that you're able to be able to do this with me.
Yeah, I've never had any Oppegaard, and you know, they certainly have a great reputation, both in the commercial meat industry and you know, on Facebook and the good community that we have on there. So when you offered it to me, I was just. You know, I know you didn't offer this to me very long ago. I mean, was it a week and a half ago?
Yep. I was like, guess what's coming to my house?
Yeah. You know, to have the opportunity to taste this and finally, you know, get to taste this, I was happy to do it as quick as you needed it to be. So it has met any expectation that I would have had for how quality and how good a mead they make. And you know, this one is not so much what I would normally drink, but you know, the more of this that I drink, the more I like it, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, I really love the blueberry, and I certainly could drink a whole bottle of this, but for as much flavor as is in here, it's relatively easy to drink, which can be really dangerous for both of these, especially. They're both 14% alcohol.
Right.
Just really well made. And I agree with the Viking modern twist kind of mantra with this. It's great. Love it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm really glad that you were here with me to do this. And so before we go, I just wanted you to, as a professional mead maker, maybe just touch base with the two different styles of the Melomel and Metheglin, and what you would maybe what you would say to someone who is new to mead, doesn't understand what these are, or say whatever you want.
Excuse me. Sure. So Melomels, being fruit-based meads, you know, I think they're really approachable for people who are new to mead. If you've had some familiarity with fruit wines, you're certainly going to find some familiar tastes in a fruit mead that you would in a fruit wine, but you're certainly going to have a whole lot more complexity. And when you're using honey and fruit together, you just can get some great things to play off of each other that you wouldn't get in just a single varietal fruit wine that you might make. You know, you can pick different honeys to play off of the flavors that fruit is going to produce, and vice versa too. You know, you can pick fruit that's going to play off of the honey that you're using and make some really complex, interesting drinks that are certainly more complex than you would get from, you know, most single varietal fruits. And as for Metheglins, I think a lot of people assume that they're going to be weird or super spicy or not enjoyable for those reasons. And you know, this Metheglin in particular, tons and tons of spice in there, but not weird in any way. You know, a nice balance of spices, and when a mead is made that way, it's really good. When you can make a spiced mead that hits all the different parts of your palate, it just a big explosion of flavor. That's great. This one is really well made, and there's a lot of well made spiced meads that I think people are a little afraid to try. You know, something with turmeric in it. You don't drink turmeric.
Right. When when people see that, they think of like, oh, I know, you know, my grandmother takes turmeric pills for arthritis or something like that. But you wouldn't, when you see that on the label, like ginger and turmeric, black pepper. What?
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink black pepper. It might scare some people, but trust me, or trust us. This is amazing and well balanced. Nothing what you would think. You don't get that spicy burn or any of that. It's just flavor.
Yeah.
Flavor.
The black pepper adds to the flavor of it. It's not this spicy thing that is, you know, going to leave this lingering burn in your throat or on your tongue. And I think a lot of people too with black pepper, they're like, oh, that's going to be spicy. I don't like spicy. No, it's not. It's not hot. It's not like hot like a hot sauce or a pepper might be hot. It's adding some complexity to it and some depth of flavor that really is pleasurable and enjoyable and flavorful.
Awesome, absolutely. So really appreciate you being here with
Thanks.
me. It was a fun time. I
Certainly.
love coming back to the meadery and hanging out with you. So thanks again, and thanks for joining us on Mead Tasters. Until next time.
Yeah, had a good time. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.